Hey everybody, I'm Steph.
I'm Michael.
Today we have our top 10 games that we learned in September 2022.
Take two. So, these are not games that we learned. I mean, that were published in September 2022. These are just games that have been published sometime in the past or have not yet been published, but we have played them in September 2022.
Yes.
Sometimes there will be some old classics on these top 10 lists that you might not expect. You know, games from even 70s and 80s that we bring forward.
Whatever is new to me.
Whatever is new to Steph or me.
Or you.
So, let's start off with my number 10 for real this time.
Yeah.
Number 10.
I got this. Okay.
Not the first time we did this video, but which she might have revealed maybe her video.
Don't
maybe
worry
one
about
of hers.
it.
Anyway, it is the Mother Road Route. In this case, it probably is Route 66 because everyone knows it as Route 66.
Yeah.
Everyone knows about the route wars that we have.
It's always Route.
In this case, I will allow Route in this case
because it's correct.
From Eagle Griffin Games. This is basically Can't Stop the board game or Can't Stop Deluxe. It just basically takes Can't Stop and turns it up one notch, I think.
Yeah. And so
this is indeed where you get your kicks.
Yes. I actually played this several months ago on BGA because it is on Board Game Arena. So if you're looking to try it, you can try it there.
Is it alpha or is it? It's good.
I'm sure it's ready to go.
Full release.
I don't know. Somebody can correct me, I guess. But
Telvia says, "Oh, I think this was on BGA." Yes.
Yes. I like this quite a bit, and I really like Can't Stop, but I do think I like this better.
Yes, I also like this better than Can't Stop.
And I'm not a big fan of Can't Stop, especially with 4 players. It just goes on because
the game that we played with James and Susan went on.
But it's like every
long. But that's every Can't Stop game.
To me, it goes on too long.
But you have to be ready. Am I going to press my luck? Boom. I'm going to press my luck. Boom, and not just wait too long.
Right.
What should I do? Should I take the 7 and 10, or should I take the? No, just do it. Just do it. Just
make choices.
Make choices and go with it.
Yeah.
The differences between this and Can't Stop, for those of you who are wondering, is this. In Can't Stop, where when the first person closes off 3 columns, the game is done. Not in this one. This one, it plays until 8 of the routes. 8 of the 11 routes are closed. Instead of columns, they have little route segments of Route 66. And when 8 of those have a winner, then the game ends. And you are given a certain number of points based on the length of that small road. Where are you going?
No, you keep talking. Oh.
Whoa.
You keep talking.
Yeah, you might need to adjust the overhead now.
I want something.
Oh, how long this
like downfall with this game? I like the game quite a bit.
Is the size of the map. And so this is a new trend in board games. I think I like it. But it's the neoprene mat board. Look how long this thing is. This is a long mat board. This is upside down.
It is. This board is insanity. It does not fit on the table. I can't even show it in the screen.
We have to go diagonal.
What is this?
It's showing.
This is huge. This complaint, though I really like I like the mat. I like what it's doing, but it's ridiculous.
But to be fair, say it.
To be fair,
this board really isn't need. All of this isn't needed.
No.
All you need is this one track. And the fact it's in a straight line is the only reason this track is this long. So.
It's because Route 66 is long, I guess.
It is. Well, not tremendously, but sure. So
anyway.
Here's the deal. With each of these tracks, you are going to place cars instead of your little cones. And when you decide to stop, what you can do in this game, because it's not Can't Stop, Um, even though Steph likes to press her luck anyway,
Yeah.
you will put one of your cubes down. Now, the second difference between this and Can't Stop is that two of the cars cannot occupy the same space, which also means no two cubes can occupy the same space. So, as you're going along, this route, let's say you're doing the fives, then you're starting off from here. It's segment
it's
seven.
seven, yeah.
It's segment seven. Oh, so that is seven,
It
not
is seven,
five.
yeah.
So seven. You're going to put your car here, and then you're going to go back and forth, ziggy-zagging along this road. Inevitably, someone will try to go straight. We're like, nope. We had to do that several times in our game. But if there's a car here, you just skip right past him whenever you go up one space. You'll skip past every car that's ahead of you on the path one at a time. Um, and if someone reaches the end, they're going to score 5 points and they'll just keep their cube here. If somebody is in this asterisk area when someone hits 5, the person who is farthest up on this asterisk track will get 3 points. So you can get second place points. And let me tell you, this third and final change from Can't Stop really changes the strategy of the game and whether you decide to stop or not, at least in my opinion.
Yeah.
So those are the three major differences with Can't Stop.
I don't like that actually.
Yeah. 8. It goes until there are 8 closed routes. You can skip past someone and there are second place points. All three of these, I think, turn Can't Stop up one more notch and makes it much more enjoyable.
Yep.
Oh, you're passing people. That's why you zigzag. Dan says it's thematic, but kind of silly. Yeah, I agree. Chelsea appreciates the site they picked in Oklahoma.
Oh, good.
That's the Great Wall of Neoprene, and maybe it has to do with lumber prices and paper prices as a result.
Yep.
Still, I think I like the neoprene mat change.
Yeah.
Assuming they are good quality. I've seen neoprene that rubs off, but paper mat, I mean, they will disintegrate too over time. So that is my choice for number 10, the Mother Road Route 66 from Eagle Griffin. You're number 10.
My number 10 is Skate Summer. Oh.
You trying to do Bananarama?
I don't know.
Hello, Wigsby check. Hello, Wigsby check. 1, 2.
1, 2.
I've got some videos to get to Derek.
Oh, really?
Yes. For Wigsby's Spooktacular Rock Band.
Oh, excellent.
Yes, we're going to do that on October 16th at 3 p.m. Central.
Nice.
Yep.
That'll be fun.
Yep. It's going to be Derek and his friends and relatives and me, Ambi, Dave and Ilkaluza, and perhaps a special appearance by other personalities and a little blue puppet over here. So be sure to check out Derek's channel on October 16th.
Do it.
Do it.
We are doing our top 10 games that we learned in September 2022. Michael
That sound did not cut out for the Wigsby check. That's good.
Good, yeah.
The microphone is fixed. Yeah, she killed it all.
Killed it all. So I am on my number 10, which is Skate Summer.
Skate Summer.
It is cool. It's
from Pandasora.
Yeah, it is a hand management game where you are pushing your luck to land different tricks with your skateboard and move across town, visiting locations. And yeah, it's really interesting. I really like the card mechanic. I like trying to push my luck. I even like if you fail or you bust, you still get to do things. Because you only lose the card that you busted on, so everything else you've done in the round stays there, so you can still use those cards and score points for those cards. So there's, I think the game feels very different. It feels unique, and I like that. I kind of wish it was a smaller game. Like I feel like it might be a little too fiddly. There's a lot of chits. There's a lot of going on. It's probably outstays its welcome slightly, but
I like the fact
it's
that you
good.
remove chits rather than add them to your board. So everything starts off populated, and then you'll remove things as you do upgrades. As you do upgrades, you'll remove components that would limit what you do. That will, when you remove them, you've increased your hand size or you've increased your ability
Yeah.
to balance. I do like the balancing mechanic.
Yeah.
There. As you're adding cards, you're like going one side to the other, and it's sort of skateboard thematic.
Yep.
So I
It's
do.
cool.
Yeah,
I think they did a good job.
this barely missed my list.
Yeah,
So
it's solid, and I'm glad we could talk about it because
yes,
I do like
absolutely.
it a lot. So
Yeah, we did play it on stream.
yep.
So
Be sure
if you
to
want to take a look at it, check out the videos on demand.
yeah.
Yep. My number 9.
Is
I will be super surprised if this does not make your list
it's probably on my list.
because you are the queen of rolling rights.
Yes.
And I have chosen for my number 9 Quick's Bonus from an SV.
Mm.
So in Quick's Bonus, there are actually 2 different play modes that you can play with. And one of them is there are, believe there are 8 different shapes on the board, and or no, that's the other one. There are different squares marked on the board. When you mark off a square, you get to mark off a bonus, and you'll have to mark off the bonuses from left to right. The first bonus, I believe, is a red square, and so you will mark off the first available red square. Then
This board.
yeah. And you can jump over in order to mark off one of those squares in order to grab a bonus, but obviously with anything Quicks, you cannot go backwards.
Right.
And so with Quick's bonus, you can really rack up some super high scores. The other play mode has matching symbols. There are 5 different symbols. Each one gives a different bonus. One of them might be to cross off the next 2 in a line.
One might give you 13 points.
One might give you 13 points because that's my number. There are several different ones.
So if you compare, you'll get to unlock the bonus, whatever it is.
Yes. And then some of them you have to, I think you can use them immediately. I think you must use them immediately. I can't remember because we didn't play that one yet. But we did.
We played them both.
Oh, did we?
Remember, I got a score of 8.
Oh, that's right.
Did very poorly.
So you didn't get the 13 bonus, is what you're telling me.
No, I was trying to get all the bonuses, and then you shut me out of Yellow.
We played both of them.
And then, yeah, you just destroyed my face.
It's super hard to get the matching pair. It really is.
It really is, because you're trying to, like, get all of the, like, special numbers, and, like, so you wait, and then you do inoptimal moves, and then you close the line, and then I get no points.
You did. It was like 82-8.
8 is kind of low.
Yeah, 8's a
You
little
think?
low. She literally took 2 or 3 -5s. You shared the picture on the It's Your Roll Twitch channel. I mean, Discord channel.
18, so I don't remember.
It was 8. It was bad.
It's bad. Whatever it was, don't play like me. But it was a lot of fun, though. I really liked it.
So, if you enjoy Quicks like we do, we play it waiting on food at Chili's or whatever. We will break open. Yeah,
probably not. It's probably impossible to find.
Not Quicks bonus, but Quicks.
Quicks.
We do have it. I do have it on an app.
I didn't even know it was an app.
It's so good.
It is.
It's so well implemented.
Really good.
So if you're playing 2-player, just keep the phone in front of you, and it's 2 sides.
Set up. It's perfect.
It's set up perfectly, so both of you can play at the same time.
Yep.
But for those of you who needs extra helping of Quicks, then Quicks bonus is definitely what you need.
Yeah, it's fun. I like it. My number 9 is not an icon, but this lovely. No.
Not this one.
No. This.
Not this one. I thought this was your number. Your pick.
My number 9 is Tricky Treats.
Oh, I thought this was your favorite, but that's your favorite. I got you. I see it there.
Tricky Treats. Tricky Treats.
Tricky.
this series is on Kickstarter. It's $3 for 3 games. I mean,
3 rolling
it's
rights.
awesome, and I really like the rolling rights. I think they did a really good job implementing the different games. It all feels like they all feel like they belong together. We actually just got the game to Ghost Love Candy too,
Mm-hmm.
and I have a feeling because it has all the same kids and everything. It probably has a similar type of mechanic. So they did a really good job. Danny Devine, the designer, did a great job making sure it all was cohesive among the games, and they all feel slightly different, which is great. Tricky Treats gives you a lot of combo-tastic um, things going on because you'll be checking off these kids and getting their bonuses and doing all the candy stuff and over here. So there's like ways to like chain reaction in this one, and I really liked it.
Lamination not included.
Right.
You will just receive the PDFs. They are color PDFs, and you will print them off, and um, you will need something to write with and 2d6.
Yep.
And yeah, and these will become available to everyone as soon as the Kickstarter ends.
Yep.
But by all means, don't wait till then. Go ahead and
Only
pledge.
$3.
Now it's only $3. You get
You pay more
3
for a
rolling
coffee.
rights. So, and that's from 25th Century Games. How do they find this stuff? Do you have the Kickstarter link available? You do not.
Ghost Love Candy 2.
It's
Or
go.
it's Roll and Fright.
Oh, Roll and Fright.
Yeah.
Roll and Fright.
Yeah.
Got it. Check out Roll and Fright from 25th Century Games, and on Kickstarter you will find it.
Yeah, they're fun.
Yep.
I like
I
them.
agree.
So your number 8.
My number 8 is from Gray Fox. It is Arcana Rising.
Yes.
So for those of you who like, if you like tableau building and you like resource management, drafting, you will love Arcana Rising.
Yeah, I really like this one.
So it's got a lot of really cool things going on. We played it 4 players, and it
I think it would be better with more.
Yes.
Than 2. I mean, it will play with 2, but it's not like most drafting games. It's not better with 2. It's you want.
So we do have it on our review couch to play.
We'll play it for sure.
For sure on stream.
Like it.
Yeah.
I played it when it was on Kickstarter. I played it on the Gray Fox channel and when we did a live stream. So I learned it then, and it was a lot of fun. And so I'm glad we have a copy now because I really like it.
Absolutely.
I love drafting though.
Yeah. If you're a fan of drafting,
yeah,
then you will be a fan of this. So with Arcana Rising,
it gives you some choices.
It gives you some really cool choices. So and you'll be building up the different sets, and so whenever the chips come up, you can activate the ones that you have in that color, and so
so this is where like you can hate draft a card away even if you don't want it. You can activate the round's bonuses instead of taking it to add to your tableau. So
ditch that.
It's a choice of how to use a card, what to do in the round. You either activate the chips or you draft a card. So if you don't like any of the cards, well, you could basically hate draft a card away, activating the token.
Or maybe you have to decide: do I want this card?
Yeah.
But those chips activate things I really need right now, so I need to do that. And so sometimes you have to do things maybe you don't want to do. But I love games with what I call disaster mitigation. I think that is, a risk reward sort of decision. You have to decide which one is going to be the most benefit. So in that case, you have interesting decisions, all of which check the good boxes in my.
Yeah, no, it's a cool game. So we'll show that soon.
Absolutely. So that's Arcana Rising from Gray Fox.
Yeah. My number 8 is.
So you counted them as separate games. They are separate. They are separate.
They are separate games.
So
they're not separate games in BGG, which is annoying.
That's weird. They should be separate.
Because they are.
Oh, Shanna.
They're very different games.
They are different. They are 100% different, I think.
Yeah.
This one is the best, I think.
This is my favorite. Yeah.
So the third one did not make your list.
Haunt the Block.
The third one is probably more accessible to a family, younger kids, entry-level gamers.
Boogaloo is the third one.
Boogaloo.
But, it works great introducing the mechanics of the series. But I do think this is the most interesting of them all. This is the one where you get 31 rounds. Each round you're putting a number around the block, and then you're trying to collect candies, activate kids to get the numbers in place. It's nice. It's a nice game. I thought they did a great job. It doesn't feel like a roll and write or anything, but it is.
Right.
So I like it.
Yep. Dan says we could fix that, and by we I mean you, since I don't know anything about them.
Yeah, well,
you could fix that on
I could.
yes. So um,
Good. I definitely could.
so
You are not wrong.
again,
Yeah, I really like those games.
again, 25th century games, roll and fright.
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 Roll and fright.
My number 7 is Ken Fire Chronicles Nights Fall from Incredible Dream Studios.
I really thought this would be higher on your list.
It is fun. I think it has the most potential to go up or down on the list based on how the entire campaign goes. We only have just, a couple of the early ones and a couple of the late ones, and not all the stuff in between. So a lot of it will all depend on how do the upgrades work? How do the city events go? And it could be a real competitor to Gloomhaven. Not that I think that they are against each other. I think if you like things like Gloomhaven, which I do, you will also enjoy things like Ken Fire Chronicles because I think a lot of it is quite similar. Whereas Gloomhaven uses hexes, Kenfire uses irregular shaped areas.
In a book form.
And it is in a book form, much like Jaws of the Lion. But like I said, Jaws of the Lion has hex spaces, and these have irregular spaced regions.
Right.
Which I think there's a place for both. And this seems to do all of that really well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
this may not be showing up later on my list, so I won't say much about it.
and we'll just leave it at that. So, but yeah, I do highly recommend Ken Fire Chronicles. Like I say, this one does have the most potential. I always have one or two on a top 10 list that is like there is a little bit of play in this one where it could go super high in the list. Potentially as high as number 2, I would say, because
yeah,
it would have to be amazing to beat my number 1.
Yeah, I was thinking it would be higher, just because it has a lot of interesting uses of tokens.
I agree.
All right.
So definitely worth checking out. Is it still on Kickstarter or I don't remember. Anyway, be sure to Google it online. Ken Fire Chronicles Nights Fall. Late back it if you can. Yeah, for sure. It comes in a big box, and so you're going to get a lot of stuff.
It's big.
Like I say, if you like things like Gloomhaven, I mean, Gloomhaven is number 1. It's not a bad thing to be compared to Gloomhaven.
No, so it's easier. It's easier to jump into. It's easier to get into.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah.
So I like what they did with the mechanisms with the exhaust and everything, where you're putting cards onto the enemy spaces, and when that enemy activates, those cards that you have placed on there will activate, and so it is not a carbon copy at all of Gloomhaven. Right. It just does those mechanisms in a new and interesting way, and I'll let you say more later.
Sure, I will say stuff later.
Your number 7.
My number 7 is The Spill.
The Spill.
The Spill.
Looks like it's over a little bit on your little. It's not being nice. It's on your yellow stripe. Don't worry about it.
To fix it.
Oh, there it is.
All right, there it is. Boom.
It looked like the Spill.
Another show on stream. It is cooperative dice management, where the whole game comes in like a cube tower that looks like an oil rig, sort of, that you're dropping this oil into the water, and it's gonna come out in different
dice.
Yeah, the dice. So it's a cube tower that you'll throw dice into, and then depending on the values, you're gonna like place them on the outer rings, and you're trying to manage the dice, which is the oil, And so you're trying to push it back and clean it up and save the animals and do all these different things. And everybody has player powers that they get to
Yeah, a lot like
activate.
Pandemic,
Yeah.
where like some roles are good at picking up the oil. Some roles are good at getting around the map. Some roles are good at rescuing the critters. Some roles are good at cleaning up critters that have been oiled. So I think it's really it does that really well.
It's a difficult game. We played on easiest mode and we lost badly, so we have a lot to learn. Let's just say that much. But I'm interested in trying it again and seeing how we can improve. And it's a cool challenge. It's a nice puzzle
Yep.
to work on.
Just in case you see this review before you see any of the other reviews out there, including did we do the spill on stream?
Not yet.
We have not done it. Oh no, we've only played.
It's in my stack.
It's in the stack. That's right. It's down there.
Yeah.
And I mean to say this when we do the actual stream. The stickers are like a millimeter too big for the oil structure. And rather than send it back and forth so many different times, Smirk and Dagger decided to release it with the caveat: all you got to do is just cut them a little bit more narrow, on the vertical dimension.
Yeah.
So it'll go on there. You don't have to trim a lot. And even if you don't trim at all, you could probably just fold over the label. I am OCD about it. I'm gonna trim it down a little bit, so it looks really perfect on there. So, and it wasn't much hassle at all. I appreciate that they.
It's just aesthetic too, so you don't even
You don't even have to label the stuff, right?
Yeah. So.
But that is a warning before you peel it off. Trim down the stickers, then peel it and stick it.
Yep.
So something to think about. It is annoying, but it's even more annoying to have to wait 6 more weeks for the publisher to change things out and to put replacement labels in there, especially after they had already had to go back and forth with them struggling on the actual design of the dice tower itself.
And since it's not a feature that is needed to play the game,
Agreed.
I think if you can avoid asking for replacements for stuff like that from publishers, it's time and money.
You have to get along in the in the gaming world.
I'm more like, do we really need it kind of thing? And
Agreed.
so if you can fix it on your own, it's just better.
Yeah. Now, if it had been a flaw in the design of the tower itself, then there would be issues. This is just a sticker, so
right.
It's not a big deal. I actually appreciate that they told me ahead of time, and so I can tell you guys ahead of time.
Yeah.
So passing on the love from the publisher, this was the best workaround that they could do, rather than increase the prices for everyone.
Yeah.
And I 100% endorse making it cheaper for everyone.
Yeah. It's a really cool game. So if you like cooperative challenges, somebody actually did compare it to Pandemic: The Cure, which is the dice version.
Oh, okay.
Of that. So yeah, it gives you that sense of tension and what do we do?
Jelfie says not any worse than cleaning flash off of parts. I agree.
Yeah.
So Justin said telling you ahead of time is awesome, and so I agree, and hopefully you guys out there watching this video can find out ahead of time so that you know to trim everything down.
Shannon says very fun.
Very fun.
Yes.
So that is your number 7 from Smirk and Dagger.
Correct.
My number 6 has been compared to games like Nova Luna and what's the other one? Sagani. It's called Framework from Pegasus Spiel.
Yeah.
So after playing all of them, and I like all of them, it's probably more like Nova Luna than Sagani. However, I think I like Framework a little bit more than I enjoy Nova Luna. I probably ought to play Nova Luna one more time to make sure.
Well, also now that Nova Luna's on Board Game Arena.
Yes. So, Certainly something I ought to check out. Well, in Flamecraft, you are drafting and placing tiles into your grid, and you have to place things beside where you already have things. What you are trying to do is if you've got a red four, a red little circle four on your board, you need four red frames either on or touching that tile. When you get it, you put one of your little cubes down on it, and when you're out of cubes, you've won the game. And it's really as simple as that. Draft, place, count, score, and win.
So it is the simplest of the three games for sure.
I don't know if it's simple, but yeah,
it is
it is
simplest in rules.
most straightforward in rules.
Yeah.
Yes.
Streamlined, I guess you could say.
Yes.
What I did like about Framework was the fact that there were a lot of different types of way to score. Like it could be a mixture of colors. It might be the big one followed by the smaller one. It might be, your choice of colors.
Yeah, so and either or. Yeah, they had mixture and either or, which I think is interesting.
So they had all those different ways to actually score different like conditions. So I like that. I still like Sagani best as a gamer game. But this is definitely
Gandhi's got some really good calculations. Oh, anything in this line out from it. So I really enjoy that.
But what I dislike about all of them is that they're all a race.
You do not like the race games. This is no surprise.
That you are racing to get rid of your discs, or you are racing to get some number of points in Sagani, or whatever the case may be.
So I'm guessing that missed your list.
This was not on my list. I like it, but and I would play it again. But I didn't like Nova Luna was okay for me. This is okay for me.
Right.
Sagani, I like probably the best of them.
Right.
So yeah.
So definitely, if you
worth playing.
If you like tile placement and you like puzzly sorts of things and you like drafting, then I think Framework will be right up your alley. And that's my number 6 game of the month.
Yeah. My number 6 is a game you never played.
What?
I know. I played one with Dan.
You played more than one with Dan.
This was Dan's game.
Dan's game.
He taught me Alice's Garden. Obviously, super fun.
It's Dan's game?
He owns it.
He owns it. He did not create it.
He did not design it.
Okay.
He just owns it. I played his copy. No, this came out, I don't know, overseas. And you can't get it over here.
I didn't design it, he says.
It is a polyomino game. There's different polyomino shapes. And I say, I want to take this shape. And then you pull out enough for all the players. And you take one. And everybody else has to take one from the lineup. So there's always going to be one left over. So there might be a shape that wasn't this selection. But you're drafting them. There's little like squares on them with different pictures. And you're trying to place them on your board to like make patterns and... sort of like Subway Squeeze, like where you're trying to they all score differently. But it's nice. It's a nice game. I liked it.
So what happens with the leftover tile?
It always just stays there.
Oh.
So when you go to pick something, you only pull out a certain number to place on display, and then you could take the one that's still there and make everybody else take from the selection you've left. But yeah, you're trying to, get all these types of squares together to form patterns and stuff. So it's nice. It's a puzzly small filler type.
Drafting.
Yeah.
Dan says we need to play this again with the other board and scoring rules.
Yeah, sounds great.
It might have gone up on your list. Who knows?
That's already pretty high. I mean, we're talking number 6, so it's pretty good.
Absolutely. So check out Alice's Garden from...
I don't know.
From Dan's
Dan's collection.
You got to prepare for this stuff. You got to prepare for this.
Well, Dan's there. He'll tell us.
Yeah, Dan can do it. Dan will bring it in December for DanCon.
For DanCon.
We like DanCon.
Yeah, we do.
My number 5.
It's not like we have 1,000 games to play here, but yeah.
Too bad I'm not wearing my Lucky Duck shirt because...
in Germany, it's from Schmidt. I don't know.
Oh, Schmitzspiel. Got it.
Your number, blah.
5.
5.
I wish I was wearing my Lucky Duck shirt because this is Flamecraft from Lucky Duck and Cardboard Alchemy. There's your little Lucky Duck sticker.
There we go.
Again with the well, I was going to say drafting. It's not really drafting. It is
It's movement.
yeah, it's action selection
Actually, yeah.
basically, and hand management where you've got your dragons in your hand. You're visiting little shops and you are placing dragons to get coins and or powers and or some sort of special ability.
Did you
And
say
then
the name of the game?
Flamecraft, yes, I did. From
Okay.
yes, it says it right here, and I said Flamecraft
Cool. I didn't
by
hear
Lucky
it.
Duck and Cardboard Alchemy. Flamecraft by Lucky Duck and Cardboard Alchemy. And it's another game with that big long neoprene board. So it's a thing.
It's a
It's
thing.
a thing.
It's as long as the other one we showed you. I mean, it's no joke.
So you're going to start off with one of each type of shop, when one of each type of dragon, and they've all got really cute thematic names, like the food dragon or the
Taco.
meat dragon, or the bread
Draco.
dragon or the meat dragon or the different the crystal dragon and all the different other types. They each have powers, um, and so you're going around and placing dragons and it's a lot of resource management. You can hold 7 of each of the types of resources, 7 of each of the 6 types of resources, and then you can spend them on different enchantments that you'll cast on the shops, but that consumes your turn. So if there's something that you really want to do, you have to decide when am I going to do this, and and since you have to move every turn, you have to be sure, hey, I want to cast an enchantment next turn. Well, you can't stay in the same location 2 turns in a row. Um, there's a lot to like in Flamecraft. Too bad Bree's not here.
I know. Oh, she's on her way to Essen, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Because it
Everybody.
is Essen time.
Yeah, yeah.
So, so yeah, definitely be sure to, if you, especially if you like cute little dragons and resource management, be sure to check out Flamecraft from Lucky Duck and Cardboard Alchemy.
It's a nice like intro to gaming. I mean, it's not deep really. I mean, you have to think about what you want to try and do, and you have to think about the different actions on display. But it's cute.
Dan says, I'm telling you, someday there will be a Kickstarter where an add-on is a new table that the game will fit on.
Yep. Like
We actually, whenever we used to play the second edition Arkham Horror that Sean has all the expansions for, we would bring a side table up that had
insane.
nothing but card draw piles.
Yeah, that's insane.
That is insane. But I mean, you need it for that. So
I guess I would try it once, but man, that would be.
I actually have an iPad
Yeah.
with the old Apple OS version on it for the iPad because one of the new iOS versions breaks the Arkham Horror Toolkit.
Oh no.
Which was an official app that actually would deal up the cards. So you don't have to have a bunch of card decks and shuffle them all.
Oh, that's nice.
You click the location and it goes and will flip you over a card at random. Matter of fact, it doesn't have discard piles. It will basically shuffle the discarded card back in. You could accidentally draw it a second time, which is fine because it doesn't matter. You want those random sort of encounters to pop up,
Okay.
even if it's over and over. So I actually have an old iPad just for that because you can't play it anymore. They did not update it with the new version of iOS.
All
so
right. Well,
anyway.
Yeah. So I'm on my number 5.
Dan says this is why I'm a bit skeptical of games with apps. I agree 100%. So you always want to ask a publisher what's your intention for whenever something gets updated like this and oh no we'll support it. Maybe not.
Yeah, so we better play all those games with the apps right now. Like, we better play through all of Mansions. We better play through all of Lord of the Rings Journeys. Just in case.
They do require apps, so there you go.
Just in case. All right, my number 5.
Number 5.
For real.
For reals, though.
Is Holiday Hijinks number 5.
Oh, these are cute.
Birthday burglary. This is a great little game. It's on the easier side. It's a level 1 out of 3 or something, like their easiest level. Again, this requires a website, so you will need to
It does require an
a
internet connection.
website to play this game. But it's cute. I like this little series. It's really easy to overlook them because they're like this big and 18 cards. I mean, it's like very thin. It's like super small.
So you get a lot out of those 18 cards because if you want to look at something on the table, you'll do look 42, right? And it'll tell you, at least on this one, because they
Yeah.
each one of the packs is a little bit different. On this one, you'll do look 42 and you'll look on the thing and it'll tell you what other card to pull up or, hey, you need to solve such and such a thing first. So it basically replaces a thick deck of cards just by what's on the website. So all you need are those 18 cards, not a big, double, triple stack of playing cards.
Right.
So I think it utilizes the 18 card limit super well.
No, I think they did a great job with it. So I agree with you there. Yeah. I I like the series,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll always want to play. The next one coming out, number 6, is Groundhog Day, I think.
Oh,
So,
nice.
yeah.
And from what I understand, they are interested in bringing in other holidays because it's holiday hijinks, right? With the Christmas and Halloween and everything. They're wanting to bring in different holidays, um, but
It's the birthday one.
yeah, they want to make sure that they do justice to those holidays. And like for instance, I would not be able to do a good Hanukkah game that does it justice because I'm not Jewish.
Right.
So they are interested in working with Jewish designers to make sure that they do a good Hanukkah version, and they want to make sure that they can do games that do Kwanzaa justice or some other holidays justice. They want to make sure that they give the right attention to those holidays, right? So
Yeah,
make
they're
sure
doing their research.
and I think that's a great idea.
And every puzzle is a little different. I mean, so I like what they're doing with the series for sure.
Yes.
And I guess if you're watching this now, you can go get Pumpkin Problem, which was a great thematic holiday.
That we played last year.
No, we played Tantrum Con, which was
Oh, we played. Oh, that's right. We played Halloween after Halloween.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah,
Yeah.
we
It'd be a
really
good one
enjoy
to
all
play
of
this
it.
month, obviously.
It absolutely would.
But if it's your birthday, this would be a great one to play as well.
Jelvia says she added this game to her wish list for stocking stuffer ideas. It's a great idea.
It's a great stocking stuffer, especially if your birthday is on or near Christmas.
My youngest son's birthday is on the 27th, and so he likes getting his birthday and Christmas all together. And so
That works out.
even with my birthday, I would often get birthday and Christmas
Your birthday
sorted together because it's November 8th.
Yeah.
And so even being 2 months, a month and a half apart, I would still often get the big combined gift, and it would be fine by me.
Yeah.
So
We like them.
is your number 5. My number 4. It's
Is
been a minute since we've played this.
yes.
Eternal Palace from
Beautiful.
Alley Cat Games.
It's a beautiful,
It
beautiful.
is beautiful. If you enjoy dice drafting, then this is certainly going to be right up your alley. It's actually dice placement, and then you can advance on tracks at each of these locations. Based on the numbers you roll, you will place your die and you'll advance on the track, and that will give you some bonuses. Each one of the places will give you or a certain type of resource or give you a certain sort of ability. You can go on the palace track in order to make the to build the palace or to do other things. Steps
To paint this beautiful landscape picture for the Emperor. And the more layers you can paint, the better your score will be. It's low scoring, though. Like, every layer is 1 point. And that's basically the way to get your points. So you have to really try hard to get the painting
All
done.
right. If you're the first to get to the end of a certain number die position, then you can get that bonus that it shuts out other people of that particular piece. And so
Yeah.
you're trying to get, it's really cool because like whenever you take the number two piece, it is, if it's a number one piece, it goes in the very, very back of the and you're actually putting this piece of paper artwork
Yeah, you have an easel. You
on
have
the easel.
you
And then
have it that you're actually creating, which is beautiful.
and the two is slightly smaller than that, and the three is slightly
This is
smaller than that. And so you get these different layers of big landscape going down to,
yeah.
near details. Oh, this is a little bridge across this little stream, and oh, this is some flowers in front of that bridge, and this is some, small little rocks in front of the flowers, which is in front of the bridge, which is in front of the mountains in the background. And it makes your own pretty little picture. And you're trying to get all sorts of different goals, like a run of several images, like you want numbers 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, as many as you can get
Yeah.
that are in a run,
Yeah.
or trying to get certain types. And so
No, it's cool. It's
it's
a cool
got
game.
a lot of really cool aspects
And
to it,
beautiful.
and very beautiful.
I thought you might like that one.
Yep. So this was actually not. I was like, yeah, I've got these games that I played this month, and she's like, well, what about Eternal Palace? I was like, what about Eternal Palace? It's not on my list. She says we played it this month. I'm like, not according to my. I missed one game. I missed tracking one game on my phone.
Yep.
Sure enough, and she's like, I think it might make your list. I'm like,
sure it would. It did.
it's ta-da! Here we go.
Yeah, cool.
And Eternal Palace from Alley Cat Games, my number 4.
My number 4 is Long Shot the Dice Game. I like this one. I've played it now 3 times. I played it a couple times at Tennessee Game Days, and I played it once here. And I think it's really cool. I like betting on the horses. You are watching these horses go around the track, and you have like one action each time the dice is rolled. So the horses will move. You'll get an action. You go to concession. You can make a bet on a horse. You can get a helmet or a jersey for the horse, which gives you different abilities. So you're managing all of this with whatever you can do. And so concessions, you're looking to get connect 4, almost 4 in a row, and you'll get a cool bonus. So you might want to buy a horse, and then you'll get extra points if it comes in first, second, or third place at the end of the round, at the end of the game. And so yeah, it's very simple, and it's a nice little betting game. So I liked it.
Um, I really wanted to like this one. I love betting games. I love roll and write style games.
Yeah.
I think based on my player position, I felt shut out of all of the actions. And by the time I had the ability to get everything, everyone before me had already gotten all of the horses that gave all the cool interactive bonuses, and I was sort of stuck with a horse that A, no one else wanted to win, and B, did not give a good power. As a result, I didn't just lose, I lost huge. I don't mind losing games. I do mind when there is a huge disparity, even if it's not me on the bottom end. I could be on the top end of the disparity and not like it because of the way that things fall.
Right.
It left a really sour taste in my mouth, I just gotta say.
Yeah, I'm wondering. I kind of agree. This can play a lot of people. So if you're going really far back in turn order, then maybe the difference is
Fourth out of 4.
maybe
So
you should have. Maybe there should be a slight like the later you go, the more money you get kind of thing to start the game, because that would make up for it a little bit.
and
But
Chad's right, I don't like horses. So no, I'm kidding.
Tennessee Game Days was super fun. We missed having you there.
Yeah, and now you can meet the mayor of Tennessee Game Days, Spring 2023, Stephanie Hodge. What?
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, that's you.
Well, I'm not going to be awarded mayor until spring, but yeah.
It was announced, though.
It was announced. That's true.
You won. Thanks to you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yep.
But it was by a landslide.
So Tennessee Game Days was
That
much
from there.
smaller than normal.
It was.
Um,
But I still,
they had to cut off the ticket sales
yeah.
because there was not the hotel convention space available. We only had one of the ballrooms that we normally have 3 or 4 of. So normally when we have 800 people attend, we had far fewer than that
Yep.
for Tennessee Game Days fall. The spring side is usually the big Tennessee Game Days anyway.
Right.
Despite that, we did sell quite a few games for our used game pile. That some of you know we like to buy and sell games at flea markets.
Yes.
So
Justin, you should come. Why not?
you should absolutely come.
We'll be there.
Yep.
We're always there.
For sure. Yeah, you're only right up the road, right? Like 6-7 hours. So yeah, you should come drive on down. Do it. So yeah, I really want to like it. I think I would be willing to play it 2-player. And maybe it will play out a lot better than a 4-player game of it.
I played with 3 and with 4, and I like both counts. I don't think with more than 4 I would like it as much, just because you kind of have to wait around the table to see what they're doing if it matters. And it's like,
Right.
yeah, I could see it mattering, but yeah. But yeah.
Yep. I agree. So I would when we play it on the stream, maybe I will have a lot better experience with it.
I think so.
Yeah, I do.
Make your list, so
It did not come close to making my.
I know you had a poor
I had a
experience.
very poor experience, and I think it's because if you don't get those combos, and you're powerless, this is the problem. I was powerless to stop anyone from getting those combos. It just,
Yeah,
I want to like it anyway.
it's fine.
Um,
I'm undefeated, so
yeah,
I'm undefeated.
yeah. Try going fourth.
I will. I'll go for it.
So
you gotta see what's happening with the horse and go with it.
I guess.
Go with it.
Except everyone bought all the horses.
True.
Except for that crappy orange horse I ended up getting.
Yeah. Never vote for the orange one.
No. It was bad news.
The orange horse is not good.
No. It didn't move on your game at all.
My game either. It doesn't like to move.
Yeah.
It's a sleeping horse.
I will say this, since I won't have it on my list to say anything else about it. I did not care for the take that. There's a lot of attack the leader, take that, pull this horse back too, and if everyone pulls that horse back too, then it can leave a really bad feeling Munchkin ways. You know, it's sort of like the Munchkin take that mechanism. I just don't care for it.
That's fine.
So I will play it on the stream. I'm hoping to have a better experience with it.
Yeah.
So.
All right, your number 3.
Was Michael's horse named Last Chance Lucy? You know, it was Missed Opportunities Michael. That's what it was.
All right, your number 3.
My number 3 is, again from Lucky Duck. I should have been wearing the Lucky Duck shirt. Tidal Blades Banner Festival from Lucky Duck and Druid City. So in Tidal Blades Banner Festival, you are basically racing your jet skis around in a circle. The more times you race your little jet ski around, the more points that you are going to collect. But it's not a race game at all.
Thank goodness.
It's one of the few times they can have jet skis racing around in a circle and it not be a race game.
Yep.
So every time you race around, you're going to get more points. But that is not the primary goal. The primary goal is hand management. Now, I know that a lot of people say, oh, it's trick taking. It is not trick taking. We are basically all going to play into a trick, but no one takes that trick. You have a highest card, you'll have a lowest card, and you'll have middle cards. Even in a 2-player game, you're going to have 4 contributions. In a 3-player game, you're going to have 4 contributions. It's just that it's either going to come from players' hands or from dummy players' hands. And based on if you get the highest, you get to race your little jet ski around. If you get the lowest, you get your special power. If you get the middle, you will get one of your banners on the docks in the quadrant of the city that you are in. And at the end of each round, where after you've used all your cards, we're going to check the 2 regions of the city, see who has the most banners. And remember, this is from the people who had cards in the middle mostly, not the person who raced their jet ski around. And they're going to get points based on, if they have a lot of banners in that region. Then lather, rinse, and repeat for a few rounds. And so there are many different ways to score points, either by moving your jet ski around or by collecting all these banners in the regions, or by just getting points numerous other ways. So, by collecting the food in the middle, the fruit in the middle, so that you can hold a feast. And so if you have the most fruit, you can get points that way as well. So a lot of ways to score points, and I love games like that.
Yeah, I really like that too. And I'll say more in a second, probably.
You will?
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right.
So it's probably not your number 3.
Nope.
Or you would have said something.
Would have said something.
So your number 3 is...
My number 3 is Fix Bonus.
Oh, we've talked about this one.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to be on your list.
I knew it. Quicks. And I love more maps for Quicks. So fun. I did it especially badly when we played. But I won one and I lost one. Mm-hmm. By lost, I mean I was awful.
Yeah.
It was really, really bad.
What Steph is trying to say is, do not add your point totals together for your 2 games.
No. No, don't do that.
No.
But I'm really happy to add it to the collection. I love having more maps. I just do. They took Quicks and they made it into something special when they started adding all the different maps.
The 25th Century games and the NSV Quicks bonus, both of those were beneficiaries of the lamination party that we had.
Oh yeah.
So
I love it. I like fast roll and write games.
You have quite the collection.
Yes, there's been a lot of roll and write games that are just not quick anymore, which is fine. I still have fun with them. But there's something to be said about a game just playing quicks.
Right. I mean, it is
rolling dice, checking things off. It's easy.
Quicks is quick.
Solid.
It's and Quicks. I mean, quick.
I love a lamination party. Yeah, we do too.
Yep, absolutely.
It makes it all better.
So, my number 2. Hey, this is like talking about games that we've already talked about.
I know.
It's the Spell from Smirk and Dagger. So I really like the pandemic style run around, try to save. Again, a game with disaster mitigation. Love it. So whenever things pop up, the dice falling into the tower and going separate directions is something you can't plan for. You can just try to mitigate the disaster as much as possible. So certainly worth checking out if you like disaster mitigation, if you like pandemic type role selection, and rescuing cute marine critters.
They're cute.
Yeah, and there are also various difficulty levels in case you want to increase the challenge. You can make it so you have to.
We can't win on easy, so we have to win that version first, and then we can go ahead.
Likely. So we'll be playing the easy version on the stream.
Yeah.
Definitely worth checking out. The Spill by Smirk and Dagger.
I like it quite a bit.
Your number 2. Oh! I better know what it is.
Banner Festival.
There it is. Now you can talk about it.
Yeah. No, I mean the hand management is awesome. Another game where the hand management really works. I think the whole game really works. I liked it a little bit better.
Continue.
I liked it a little bit better with 2 players than with 4 players. With 4 players, it can be a bit chaotic.
So
just because you think you know what's happening, and then you're like not at all
Right.
what happens.
It's interesting with two players in that there are the two dummy cards that come up, and so you can't really say for sure, oh, hey, I know that card is out there. It may come up, it may not come up. My best plans might be just killed with random chance, but I like that. And you might think, oh, well, if you're trying to get majorities in these regions, for sure it's going to be easy with only two players. Well, the dummy player gets tokens in those regions as well. They always get tokens in those regions. So if you spend your time on your little jet ski running around the wheel, you're not going to be putting enough banners out there in order to
Yeah.
get those majority points. So the dummy player may end up getting second place, or in some cases, first place. So yeah.
Yeah, but you do get to in a two-player game, you do get to see that one card, so you can kind of plan better. So I like having that little bit of information.
So you'll get one of the two dummy cards face up, one of them face down. So you get just a tad of information. It's good.
I'm
It's
pretty
solid.
like it with 5 players, and I'm pretty sure it does play 5. So
Too little control, too many banners stacking
yeah,
up.
I think so, but I would still play it again.
I would play it.
You know, with any count really. Just I like what it's doing. I like that there's 3 like main ways to score points. If you can manage it, I like trying to lose a trick with a 9 so you can score 5 points from
Oh
it.
yeah, there's that way too. So yeah, the cards range from 0 to 9
Yeah,
or 1 to 9, depending on the player count.
yeah.
And there is one color that is always supreme and one color that is always at the bottom. So if you could play a 9 of the color that's at the bottom, there's a special note on the card that says if you are the lowest card in the trick, which would happen if no one else plays that lowest color, you get 5 points. Put it in your score pile, and that card is gone from the game. Gone.
Yeah, no, I think they did a really good job like trying like putting like the lowest cards with weaker powers than the higher cards. So you're trying to
Mm-hmm.
lose with these big powerful cards, or you could save them to win, but it's more powerful if you can lose with them. So I
Right.
like that kind of dynamic with the cards.
Chad says any count? Maybe
I
not any.
would.
Maybe not play it with
It plays
47.
what? Two to 5.
Well, he meant any count. I think he meant any count.
Well, the game says 2 to 5, so
You
yes,
any legit count.
legit count.
Any legit count. What about Count Dracula?
You can play.
Can you play it with Count Dracula?
Yes.
What about the Muppet, the count? Ah, 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 ah.
Where's Senor Azul when you need him?
I think he's down there sleeping.
All right, you're number 1.
My number one game
Number 1.
is super fantastic. One game. Ah, ah.
It was my number 1 last month.
Yes, it was. And you spoiled it before, but here it is. To let 'em.
So good.
It's so good. It's so good. From Board and Dice.
Yeah.
Now I need my Board and Dice shirt on.
I would have to like really play like the most amazing game for this not to be my game of the year.
It is definitely on my top 10 of the year and might actually make higher than that. So we will see.
It's a great game.
It's a great game.
It looks not great, but it is great.
It looks very faded.
It looks like a generic.
It looks like a plain old generic boring Euro.
It's gonna look like anything like you're gonna be like, yeah, I need to play that based on the look.
All right, so you have a map of Europe.
You just gotta trust us.
Oh, map of Europe. I've seen this. You're gonna start in Toledo. Everybody has a house in Toledo. You've got a merchant and you have an architect. Based on the actions that you have on a rondel wheel, you're going to be selecting a die from around this wheel. And if you get a lot of goods, you're going to have a few actions. If you have a lot of actions, you're only going to get a few goods or resources, materials. So you're going to then take those actions, Like one of the spaces will be for merchant actions, one will be for architect actions, one will be for king actions to move up on the king track. One of them will be for what am I missing? There's the Joker actions. There is character actions and contract actions. So you are going to be you're going to be filling up your houses on your player board with the characters, which will unlock stronger and stronger abilities and also unlock houses that you can place on the map. Well, why do you need houses? Well, you need houses on the map to earn you points at the end of the game. Also, if you have a house in a city, you don't have to be there when the fair happens. Well, why do you need to have a merchant there or a house when a fair happens? Well, that's going to get you end of round scoring points. As opposed to end game scoring points. There are 4 rounds in Teletum. You want to capitalize on all of these end of round bonuses. And I think that this is where it's where the replay value comes from, because the fair will be always in Teletum for the first city, but there's going to be 3 more cities that the fair is going to be moving to all over Europe, and those are going to be random. The 4 bonus conditions, the bonus scoring conditions, will always be different because those are randomly distributed. It and the number of points that they are worth is always going to be different. And I think that all of that, plus the randomness of the rondel and the randomness of the positions around the rondel and the dice coming out, I think that makes for huge replayability. The differences in the characters that come out of the bag or the contracts that pop out. Um, because you might have the fair, oh, it's in Toledo now. Then it's over in London. Then it's way down in Barcelona. And then it's around the map. And you're like, I got to
how do I get
I got to get this guy back and forth. But if you're doing that, you're giving up other actions. So
okay, I could play a shield to just move my guy there, but then I need the food, and there's no food dice there, so it's like, oh my god, how do I do this? It's a one big puzzle. It's awesome.
It's one big, huge puzzle, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I cannot speak highly enough about Toledo. If you even think you're remotely interested, please go check this game out. Do not let this disappear on you before you try it. It is fantastic. As Chad said, Board and Dice is having a good year.
Fantastic year.
We really enjoyed staffing the Board and Dice booth at Gen Con.
Yep.
I demoed Founders of Teotihuacan.
Yeah.
All convention. Steph split her time between Terracotta Army and Teletum, and they're all great. They're all great.
Yeah,
Terracotta Army made my list last month, and Teletum is making it this month.
Yeah.
So they are literally knocking it out of the park.
And Founders of
Founders wasn't last month. It was several months ago.
But it was this year.
It was on my list.
They have had a great year.
They have had a great year.
So there's
it seems longer ago than this year.
I think I learned it in like January, but it only came to us like maybe March or something. So I don't know, but we did learn it.
I really enjoyed teaching it over and over, and I know this is supposed to be about Toledo, but with Founders of Teo, I really appreciate the different ways that you can take actions, and seeing all the different demo people at the table. They all did things just a little bit differently from one another, and I thought that.
But I demoed Toledo.
Everyone does things differently.
Well, it also depends on what's out. Like it so drastically changes from game to game with Toledo, right. Especially. It's like, because if there are the tiles on the board that are close that you can grab and then get those 3 extra character actions, and you can get this house filled, which will get you a bonus up here for your next turn. Everything just kind of interconnects.
All the bonus tokens, the tile that come up.
Bonus.
Okay, so anything you get first goes to your warehouse, not your whorehouse, but your warehouse, because
That was an inside joke with
That was an inside joke.
the table at Gen Con.
So
Oops.
you put them in the warehouse. See, I have no problem saying warehouse because of 13. Anyway, you've got 4 spots in your warehouse. Bonus tiles go in the warehouse. Characters in the warehouse. Shields in the warehouse. Contracts in the warehouse. You only got so much room and only so many resources to get them into the houses or onto the. You put the shields on the house foundations or to you maybe you don't want to use the bonus actions now, but you have to. Your storehouse, your warehouse is full. So there are a lot of that's I think it's just enough space to put just enough pressure on you so that you can't hold everything that you want to hold.
So many good things.
So many good things about this game. By all means, anything Board and Dice puts out, at least give it a look because they are putting out some fantastic.
This should be the
titles
number
this
one
year.
hotness for Essen. Everybody, go.
It should. Oh yeah. If you are in Essen, you should go right now and look at it.
Yeah.
Unless the hall's not open. In which case, wait till tomorrow. You showed
next weekend.
Yeah, but by the time they're watching this, I'm saying if the hall is closed when you're watching this, go see it. Go check it out tomorrow.
Yeah.
As I was about to say, you played this with Drew from Meeple Grande and Chase Williams, who is on BGG as Feld fan.
Yeah.
So he loves Feld games.
Freaking loved it.
As
I knew he would.
Chase was like, yeah, this just ticks all the boxes for me.
Yeah.
I think Drew really enjoyed it as well, and
I played with the guys from Meepletown. They loved it.
Chase Williams, what a nerd, says Chad. Yeah, he's my kind of nerd, though.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get him on the stream sometime.
For sure.
Yeah, he's good people.
If you're ever in town, back in town visiting, you need to come play games.
Hey. Yeah. So that was your number one.
That was my number one. So good.
It's excellent.
So good.
Super excellent.
Your number one is
Fire Chronicles
from Incredible Dream.
Yes, I thought for sure it'd be higher on your list. It has
sorry.
It has that adventure game feeling that you like with Pathfinder and everything, which I like. You get to choose your character. We don't know, again, like
I haven't played enough to know yet.
We don't know about how it levels up and what happens, but I love the bag of chits. I think that is why this game is here. Is for that action bag where you're selecting a disc from the bag and you'll, whatever it is, do that action. If it's my face, I take an action.
That's my face.
If it's your face, you take an action. If it's the dragon, well, he's gonna do an action.
Well, so
dragon.
So the monsters will share some numeric chits from 1 to 15, I think it is. And if you draw the 1 out, well, what does the one belong to? Well, with the first adventure, it's just the dragon, but the dragon has 3 different powers. So if it's a 1 through 5, it's going to be the first one. If it's a 6 through 9 or either of the 2 weird shaped, I can't remember what it is, then it is going to be that second power. And if it is a 10 through 14 or 15, it's that last power. So it depends on what the chit draws out is what attack that the bad guy does. And I think that is fantastic. A fantastic implementation. We've played lots of chits in a bag games like Arkham Horror card game. Fell flat for us. This really works.
Yeah, I really like this.
Yeah, in retrospect, maybe it should have been higher on the list. Oh, it's fine.
I thought, like I said, I thought it would be. I thought they did a great job with it. So I'm very excited to see the adventure unfold whenever it's done.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I will have no problem picking this up from scratch, playing it again from scratch. So there's one thing where you can spend one of your tokens. I think I can't remember the name of it. Is it not a Kinfire token? What is it? There's a special. The fate token. There's a fate token. You can spend it, and it'll let you redraw a chit. And surely you won't need those for something later. maybe,
No,
probably.
Fate allows you to draw 4, keep 1, I think.
But I mean, there was something we had 2 of.
Oh, okay, something, yeah.
But you might need them for later. And I am in role playing games and computer role playing games or adventure games. I am a hoarder.
I know, but when we
And
need
you,
it or we
when you,
lose, then we use it.
we have
And
to
so
use it. We have
I'm
to
going to
use it.
force you to use it because I'm not pushing my luck if we're going to die. So I will use my fate token. Yes.
That X, save that XP for later. Don't spend it,
No.
Jophia. You know, I see you. I see you on Steam
I know.
playing games, and I'm like, Jophia understands me.
However, if we are going to die upon the dragon waking
I
up,
know, I know.
so we use the fate token to ensure our survival.
Where's the emote?
No. So
It's the not like this
I
emote.
understand, but no. There is no reset redo, so
I know.
it's not like a video game.
No,
It's a board game.
it's similar. It's so very similar.
I know, but not.
But
not.
but
We're using
but
that fate token.
is but really is.
But we're using the fate token. That was it.
That was our top 10.
My number 10 was Skate Summer. Number 9, Tricky Treats. Number 8, Haunt the Block. Number 7, Spill. Number 6, Alice's Garden. Number 5, Holiday Hijinks. Number 5, Birthday Burglary. Number 4, Long Shot Dice Game. Number 3, Quick's Booness. Number 2, Banner Festival. Number 1, Kinfire Chronicles.
Quick's Booness?
Booness, because the booness.
My number 10 is The Mother Road Route 66. Number 9, Quick's Booness, as you said. Number 8, Arcana Rising. Number 7, potentially higher, Campfire Chronicles Night's Fall. Number 6, Framework. Number 5, Flamecraft. Number 4, Eternal Palace. Number 3, Tidal Blades Banner Festival. Number 2, The Spill. Number 1, To Let 'Em from Board and Dice.
Yeah, and by number 1 you mean like
Number
like 1.
Super 1.
Number 2. Like wait.
Booness.
Well, yeah, in the Roll and Fright series of games, you get bonuses.
Yes, you get bonuses. It's so very funny.
It's really funny.
Jimmy says team player kill is acceptable if it means saving my point for later. Yes, yes, yes. You understand me, Jelfia.
No.
Anyway, go check out all of these fantastic titles, even if it's not September 2022 when you're watching this video. And yeah, and back those Kickstarters that are currently out. Do not wait. Back them today because
Today.
they may not be around forever. So.
Wow, thank you for following. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you should follow now.
And that reminds you, follow us now. Thanks, JHammers81. It's a good time to follow us.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Really appreciate that. And we'll be back in October with another top 10.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we have a lot to learn.
And we'll be back in just a second to play Lacrimosa. So
may or may not be on our top for October.
It might.
Probably.
You never know.
Maybe. We might play amazing games like Toledo all month, and maybe Lacrimosa won't be there. It's probably going to be there.
It's probably going to be there. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back.